Hi, welcome to the show. Welcome to Clovis Football Talk, where we discuss everything Manchester United. But today, I'm talking about Mohamed Salah, rages, and calls out the manager. And this is something that, I really want to expand on because I see a lot of rival fans and Liverpool fans, just saying whatever, when something like this happens, instead of rushing and reporting false narratives, why don't we take our time and wait for the next day and actually analyze everything as it's breaking down? I know, as a YouTuber or as a content creator, let me say, fans rush to break out news. Oh, what is happening here without really properly analyzing what is going on and giving their 2 cents on what they understood, right? So a lot has happened. A lot has happened in the past 24 hours, and I feel like fans are doing a disservice to what Mohamed Salah came out after the game, after the Leeds game, drawing 3-3. Came out of after the Leeds game and said, and Liverpool fans right now, they are split, right? And it tells you there's a bigger story here. I, as a Man United fan, I can absolutely relate to what has been happening, and I can give you a breakdown in every similar scenario to what has been going down. And here's the big reason: when you have a giant, a figure, a top quality figure in the club, right? Man United, Liverpool, Chelsea, Arsenal, like, I don't understand why nowadays it is very difficult for legends, club legends, to sail into the sunset with the fan base hailing them. I will never understand that. I will never understand why it is that difficult to comprehend. Here is the thing: as a Man United fan, we all know the famous Piers Morgan's Ronaldo interview. How did it come about? Ronaldo, at the time, came back to Old Trafford, was saying, "Hey guys, listen, there is a bigger problem here. There's something going on," and the fans didn't want to hear it because, again, we just had Ten Hag, and he was looking like there was a progress, right? So, as you can clearly see, after a while, the relationship wasn't working with Cristiano Ronaldo and Ten Hag. Because if he was working, trust me, we would have gone to win bigger things. And I'm going to make a distinction between Ten Hag and Arne Slot. Even though they look similar, the situations were a little bit different. Okay, with Ten Hag, I mean, he was winning some games and losing some games, right? But still, we were seeing signs of, okay, this team could improve with Cristiano Ronaldo in it. But again, as you have, Cristiano Ronaldo is the biggest athlete in the world, right? The GOAT. So the noise, anything he does, it overshadows anything football wise. You understand? So it was crowding, what Ten Hag was trying to do. And he said, you know what? Nah, I'm not feeling him. Get rid of Cristiano Ronaldo. Can you imagine? It was beyond anybody's comprehension. I myself could not understand that. And when Cristiano Ronaldo came to he said on the interview and said, okay, this is what has been happening to the club, and broke down every single metric to what has been happening, and the core reason we still see up to today, it's not gone yet. There are still significant problems at Old Trafford. Carrington, by the way, it's not even Old Trafford. Carrington. Cristiano Ronaldo talks about it, and then every single fan base was split. Oh, they hate him. They hate him because he made an interview. And this is what fan base. Sometimes I'm just like, am I the only one who actually read in between the lines and understand what somebody says? Or fans are just that stupid? Because again, what Mohamed Salah have said, right? There is so many things in between the line he has said that fans did not pick up. And you have people like Eddie Murphy just running his gums without understanding what was happening. Right? And again, it goes to show you that, players barely have things to say because, again, they are under contracts and some of them are under NDAs. Do you guys know what NDAs are all about? You sign a contract. That's a separate contract that anything that is going on in a football club, you can't really say the internal things. You cannot say it. Otherwise, you breach whatever contract that is. And most of them can't really speak because, again, they are under contracts and can jeopardize whatever potential dealings they have to earn. So they end up not speaking, not saying anything. Hence, Jadon Sancho with Den Haag, Cristiano Ronaldo, the biggest player we have ever seen, come out and say something and he's getting casted out, scapegoated. And Bruno Fernandes is the next one. Legends of the club never goes sailing with a nice view, sunset. No, it never happens. You know why? Because when you are getting paid a certain amount, everybody start treating you some type of way as if you don't earn it, right? I will get to the Mo Salah thing. I'm building a story here. Okay, Cristiano Ronaldo said, oh, look at Carrington. When I left as a kid, went to Real Madrid, everything was nice. I came back to same thing, nothing changed. Nothing changed. How are the players going to grow in this environment where everything is leaking, everything is looking embarrassing, everything is looking the same? There is no pool, there's not this, there's not that. He broke down a lot. It just went all over fans' heads. And all they wanted to do is point fingers and rage online and get some clicks and views. Because that's what it seemed like. Some people had steam coming out of their ears, say, oh, I will never respect Cristiano Ronaldo. Oh, that's why I don't even like him anyways. I like Messi. Is the most, as a Manchester United fan, that is the most stupid thing I've ever heard. And that's why I don't even take most Man United fans' opinion that serious, because again, they don't even know what they're talking about. They might quote some footballing things that make you seem like, oh, they are talking football or they know what they are talking about. But one thing I will never do is rate their footballing knowledge, because what my eyes can tell me, and my eyes and my brain tells me otherwise, right? I just see them as comedians. I don't really take them any seriously, because their footballing IQ and how they see things and how they say them, two different things. So, and again, I was fuming because, again, yes, Cristiano Ronaldo, you did that, but at the end of the day, he was saying that the truth was there. And you can clearly see the truth was there, and you can clearly see that Mohamed Salah is doing the same thing, right? You can imagine there are times where players stay quiet. Mohamed Salah has never come out and slammed the club for no reason. It has never happened. Why do you think it's happening now? It's because you have somebody who is literally every single time trying him, and he had enough, right? He had enough. Here is the difference between Ten Hag and Slot. Ten Hag did all of that, went ahead to win trophies and still lose his job. So this tells you, and Slot is not going to go scot-free with this. Just mark my words, guys. It's going to go bad for Liverpool, and Liverpool fans at this moment need to wake up, need to realize it's going to happen, need to mentally prepare. Things will not go the way they think it will go. So here's what I'm saying. Mohamed Salah came out and said a lot of things. He came out and said the club is, someone that the club is trying to throw me under the bus. This is not what I was promised. A lot of things was happening, right? A lot of things was happening. And he said, me and the manager, we had a good relationship. And out of a sudden, he changed and he doesn't know what is happening anymore. He doesn't have a relationship with the manager, right? And also, he talks about, it's not even the fact that I'm on the bench, because I don't mind, but the fact that, we are losing games. It is sad, right? And I can remember a couple of weeks ago, everybody was blaming Mohamed Salah. He is the reason why they are losing games, because he's not tracking back, he's not scoring, he's not dribbling, nothing is happening. But you forget to understand that, yes, as a manager, yes, you have to do your job and drop players who are not playing well, which is a good thing, because again, you're trying to win a game. But when you drop the player you claim is the problem, and you are still consistently losing games and drawing games, playing the worst football you could ever see, that tells you everything you need to know. That means the player you dropped wasn't the problem. You just dropped him because you were trying to figure out what was going on, right? And I see a lot of fans coming out saying, hey, Mohamed Salah, you shouldn't have done that. You shouldn't have done that. When was he supposed to do that? Can somebody tell me? When he sees how they are treating him and then stays quiet, or when he has actually left the club and everything goes to waste? Do you want to see Liverpool even though as a Man United fan, I don't care. Do you want to see, as a Liverpool fan, guys, I mean to you, Liverpool fans, do you want to see your club go down to 13th and remain there, 16th and remain there, before you understand that, it's not even just about Mohamed Salah? It's bigger than Mohamed Salah at this point. Do you want to see that? Because I can tell you, as a Manchester United fan, we saw it firsthand how it went. Right? And we are still currently dealing with this. Again, look at it. Erik ten Hag won a trophy, got us to 3rd in the Premier League. Second season got us to 8th in the Premier League and won the trophy too. Right? 3rd season, he got sacked. Arne Slot won the Premier League. Who was the highest? Who was the person that actually made you win the Premier League? Let me know, guys. Was it Klopp? Was it Slot or Mohamed Salah combined with both the players? Because if you look at it critically, the manager system has not been working. The manager system was not the reason why they won the Premier League. It was Mohamed Salah. With 70%, him scoring all type of goals and assists. And the rest 30% was the rest of the players doing their job, like the defense, the midfield, and everything else. The manager was like minimum 2%. The rest of the players, 20%. And say the manager 10%, if I can give him that. Because again, if it was his system, you actually see what he has done what is Arne Slot's system this season? Can somebody tell me? No, you can't, because it doesn't exist. That's why you're drawing games, losing games, and Van Dijk handballing the penalty. When has he done that? The dressing room is in shambles, and the players definitely disagree with Arne Slot. They might not come out and say it because, again, they are under contracts. But Mohamed Salah is the other one speaking because, again, he knows what it is. It's not even about him, because a lot of fans will come out and say, oh, he's selfish. Why is it always when it has something to do with him that fans really believe this? And I'm just like, are you guys a bunch of idiots, really? Fans really are so naive that it baffles me. And you are, how can I say, I hate to see this, because, again, when you have a big voice in the footballing community as a YouTuber or content creator, let me call it that way. I keep saying YouTuber, a content creator, right? When you have a bigger voice, right? I always hate to see that, some people are misinformed and so naive that to think that, Mohamed Salah should have talked with him first before, saying anything, or this is a good one, or he shouldn't have come out and say anything. Why is it that when we lose, it's only Virgil van Dijk speaking, never Mohamed Salah? I'm just like, are you guys this stupid, really? When has TNT, Sky Sports, Talk Sports, when has all of these people rushed to Mo Salah and interview him after a win or a loss? I am waiting. Let me know down in the comment section, guys. When has that happened? It rarely happens. Who is the captain? Virgil effing van Dijk. At Manchester United, there is somebody on the Big Six, right? I don't know, that the way the person wrote that to me is either two people, tapping Topes, or the community Greece. These two of them. Somebody with brains, somebody on that account actually, went back and forth with me, right? And I just noticed that the person who wrote that on that account was a little bit naive. Was naive to obviously think, oh, why is it that Virgil van Dijk is the only one taking interviews? Yes, while Mo Salah is in a group of captains and assistants and whatever, you can understand that if they don't call him to interview him, he will not just rush out there to give an interview. Same thing like he did with this one. They called him to come and do an interview, and he spoke what it is. So if they never did, you would have never heard what Mohamed Salah will say after this game. And here is the thing. As the face of the captain, you are taking majority of the interviews. Bruno Fernandes takes a lot of interviews, and he always says it as it is. Then sometimes you have Luke Shaw, you have Diego Dallo, you have the leaks. Sometimes you have other players. Lenny Yoro, Brian Mbumo, Amat. You have other players that take Cunha. You have other players that take interviews, right? But Bruno Fernandes is always the face. Win, loss, draw. Win, loss, draw is Bruno Fernandes. So I just don't understand why fans keep acting this as if this is brand new. And every single blame this season has been on Mo Salah. And you guys forget to understand that when somebody dies, right? I'm going to say this firsthand. When somebody dies that has been around you, it is difficult for you to adjust depending. There is no manual book anywhere that will tell you, hey, listen, this is how you're supposed to act when somebody dies that was very close to you. There is no manual book on that. And this is what fans, they are so naive and stupid that they don't even realize that's these are human beings. These are human beings, guys. I just don't understand what is happening here. I don't get it. These are human beings. Mohamed Salah is still feeling the effects of Jota here. It is not a bloody excuse. I don't want to hear that. It is not an excuse. It's a fact. It's a fact. And nowadays it's very difficult to bring it up because some people always think, oh, it's an excuse. How can somebody dying, your close friend dying, and you are coming to the same place you used to walk to every single day, and then you act like everything is normal after that? Your life will change after that. It must change. Coupled with the fact that, yes, he's 34 years old. Of course, his speed and accuracy on how he does things will definitely take a toll on him. But Mohamed Salah before then, I mean, when we started the season, wasn't he firing? Wasn't he scoring goals still? Wasn't he tracking back and dribbling and doing all of that? He went through a traumatic time. It's still a problem for him. And fans are very laid back and never would they understand what has just happened, because it won't, God forbid it ever happens to you. At my workplace, me personally, I'm speaking personal shit here. At my workplace, I was working before 2 years ago, or is it a year from now? It has been 2 years now. I had my colleague who died. I was walking literally beside him every single day when I started the job. He died. Do you obviously think I went back there and they asked me if I wanted to take a day off? Yeah, I have to, because I don't know how I will work there, right? I had to switch to a different place to try to, a different workspace to try to, like not think about it too much and trying to understand what is happening here. It took some time for me to realize he's not more contact. I'm just his colleague, not his brother, nobody. I'm just his colleague. But I felt it. It was hard on me. I kept making mistakes at work. Sometimes I kept, it's devastating. And every single day when I go back to work, there is something that he left in that place. There's these teacups, right? That he left in a specific place is still there. And each time I go back to work, I look at it. It's me that nothing in this world stays forever. And you expect Mohamed Salah to just, it's not easy. And the only thing he can do, some people grieve by coming back to where it happened, and actually that's where they remind themselves, you know what, you're better than this, keep on going. Mohamed Salah, the only thing he can do is play football. That's how he's going to get over this. Now, the problem that I have here is Arne Slot. He has his favorites, and this is the reason why Arne Slot is going to get sacked, because he is way in his head too much. These new age managers, what they are doing, they are way too stubborn, and they think their boots are bigger than what what the public think. They literally put their nuts on the table, let everybody massage it, and that is what fans are not realizing. Liverpool fans, I'm talking to you, those who want Arne Slot in, ask yourself this: do you want to see yourself at 15? Because I don't think you can handle that. As a Manchester United fan, can you imagine how we have gone so low that at the certain point I was just like, can somebody relegate this club so that we can come back to our bloody senses? It went for so long this bad, and we are now trying to sniff our noses on the top half of the table. We still have to play Wolves on tomorrow, Monday. There's no guarantee we are going to win that game. That's how bad Manchester United fans have gone through waking up at odd hours. Me, as a Man United fan, I wake up at odd hours to watch Manchester United play, only to watch us lose. Can you imagine that? No, you can't. Because you think, oh, let's not sack this manager. He won us the Premier League, and so what? He did that. That was last season. This season, what are you doing? What are you doing? And and not only that, when you go to bench Mohamed Salah because he's going through stuff, and you lose games, and the person you're playing with on the right hand side in his position is also not performing well, can you explain to me what the hell is that? Because again, ever since he dropped it, they haven't seemed to win any game. They have drawn 1 and lost 2 games. So can you tell me if that is progress? Because to me, it's not. That's failure. Which tells you Mohamed Salah is really not the problem, even though he has lost form. Two things can be true here. Mohamed Salah lost form, and it's not his right to put him on the bench, but he has not won any games. So, is it about Mohamed Salah specifically, or about the team in totality? Virgil van Dijk is where I want to go to. This bozo is hiding behind the captaincy, and he is getting away with a lot. While he has been great for Liverpool, he is blaming other people and he's running away from responsibility, because again, you can call out Mohamed Salah, call out Konate, but one thing you can never do is how their work rate. And fans who never understand what is going on because they fall in love with the player and forget that they are supporting the club. I mean, Virgil van Dijk, most of the time, when the ball is coming from the back, coming to the back to, shots blocked and everything, right? The first person I see is Konate coming out and taking licks. While the only thing Virgil van Dijk seems to do is turn his butt cheeks for the ball to be slammed on. That's it. He never actually defends. Now that set pieces are not really Liverpool's cup of tea, which baffles me today, because again, as somebody who has been watching football for over how many years, and I'm 34 years old, so you can imagine how much football I have watched, right? Liverpool main attribute. When you say Liverpool, right? You talk about Dortmund. I mean, you talk about Bayern, Liverpool. These two clubs, their identity is fast-paced, strong, set pieces, elite, and that is how they play. To see Liverpool be this weak and have a captain that has a weak mentality, he comes out the yaps and never backs what he says. Well, you guys can see the joke. The joke there is he comes out and never backs what he says, even though he does it in another way. It still didn't work. So that's what I'm saying, guys. Like, Virgil van Dijk is a weak man, that a weak captain that don't really face the music when it's going down bad. Yes, it comes out on the interview, but so what? Any player can do it. Any player can do it. And his slot is way out of his depth, people. And his slot is way out of his depth. Right? And it's not games, people. Since the beginning of the season, the players have been bailing him out, and he seems not to get it. Again, it comes back to the point where I was saying these new age managers put their nuts on the table, aka Ruben Amorim and his slot, and these other managers put their nuts on the table for other people to massage it, and people seems fine with it. The manager puts out a game plan, and then in-game management and man management don't always exist, right? It's not there. Otherwise, Frimpong would be playing. If it was really that, favoritism has clouded his judgment, and he's not picking the right 11 now. Cody Gakpo comes out in the Leeds game, stink up the place, and every single metric, single way, or any chance he gets, he plays Cody Gakpo. And Cody Gakpo still will not show up this season. Chiesa, what has Chiesa done for this manager to behave like this? Can somebody tell me, please? What has Federico Chiesa, has done to deserve a start, or to deserve this benching? He has been on the bench. You would think this is a shit player. Even shit players get minutes. Chiesa gets nosebleed minutes, and he has always come out, save him time and time and time again. Chiesa, in their previous game, came out, ran 60 yards to save a goal that was literally going in if it wasn't for Chiesa. And still, this manager woke up the next day and still never starts him. Never has he started him, and never has he actually said, you know what, I'm going to give you 60 minutes to start. At least. I've never seen it. Let me know down in the comment section if you have seen it. Because me, Liverpool are my rivals. I keep an eye on them, even though I don't watch all of their games, but I watch most of their games. I've never seen Chiesa start a game, finish on 60th minute and come out, 70th minute and come out. No, I've never seen it. Yet he keeps bailing him. This is the third time Chiesa has done that. The third time. And all of that, every single time, has gone to waste. Szoboszlai scoring doing individual brilliant things to save the club. Gakpo to an extent, Ekitike, flawless. Ekitike plays so well, this manager put him out of form. There are so many things Arne Slot is doing that if you fans don't wake the F up, trust me, you're going to end up at 12, 13 to 17th, and long may it continue. As a Manchester United fan, I don't really give a shit if you guys go in the relegation zone. But as a football fan, I'm here to break down things and let you know, and let this Liverpool fans in us to make them understand something. It is bigger than Arne Slot. It is bigger than Mohamed Salah at this point. There are two things that will happen. Mohamed Salah going, or Arne Slot leaving. Going. And trust me, the manager always will go when you start taking certain routes. You can stick with the manager, the results will not change. The results will not change. And please, this goes to the naivety that I keep saying. Fans are so naive that they don't think these players, they come every single day, work together. Don't you think they have a separate WhatsApp group they talk to? Phone numbers exchange? Are you that stupid? Are you that crazy not to believe they have WhatsApp or other groups they are talking to? All the Bundesliga guys, they are on the phone. All the old squads that have been there, they are on the phone discussing this after the game. So you cannot sit here and tell me Mohamed Salah is not having a discussion with other players. And they from outside looking in, yeah, the dressing room is lost because, again, most players they give, the only players that are trying to give their all is Eketike, Szoboszlai, which is Szoboszlai is going tooth and nail to play football, and Chiesa. The rest of them are not offering anything, and they are not playing for this manager. I can tell you that for free. Van Dijk handballing like that has never happened in his career. I've never seen that. And out of a sudden now, he's attempting to sabotage the game a little bit. Come on. We love to see it as Man United fans. But as a football fan, there's something fishy. And that is the fishiness I'm understanding in between the lines, reading and watching the video of Mohamed Salah really saying some things and clearly saying it, and people are still missing it. If the player comes out and say me and the manager, we don't have a relationship, and you have Eddie Murphy going on all of these shows talking about, oh, you should have talked with him, go to his office to have a discussion, not come out on the interview and say this. I'm like, what? Like, seriously, who gave this guy a microphone? Seriously, who gave him a mic? Who gave him a voice? When you're getting paid to talk in a biggest platform, I'm sorry, use your effing brain, for Christ's sake. Use your brains. Try to think that. Do you think Mohamed Salah is that stupid to just come out in any interview and just be saying n'importe quoi? No. Like, that's not somebody you attribute that to. But when enough is enough, the players have the right to come out and speak up. We all looked at Rashford and said, whatever. When he came out with the interview, when Gary Neville went to Barcelona, talked to him about what happened and how his transition was from leaving Man United to Aston Villa and to Barca, like what was the change, what was, he explained it from a player's perspective, and I understood it. Of course, Rashford was not pulling up trees later on, which is, for me, I'm happy he left Man United because, again, I want to see him grow. I want to see him play football as a football fan and as a black man, watching him, being happy for him, for the fact that he even plays football. But what he said was, when you keep switching managers every single time, they come with different systems. Imagine learning a system for 6 months, and then before you know it, another manager comes and changes everything you know to his system. At the end of the day, you are confused. You don't even know how to string on passes because now you're afraid to make mistakes for this new manager. I understood that, but guess what? The rest of the fan base still did not understand that. Mohamed Salah says a lot there. Says, okay, I don't even know if I will play or not. For me, it doesn't matter. I will always give my all for the club. I love the club. I love the fans. I've scored many golden boots. I've done all type of things to keep this club as high as possible. I don't know if I will play again. You can say, oh, he knew what he was doing AFCON is coming. He knew that he would never see this manager. That's why he said it. Like, come on, man. That's what I'm saying. Use your brains. It's beyond the manager at this point. Stop being this naive, people. Use your effing brains for once. You can. It's that simple. It's the low-hanging fruit there. But there is something deeper that has not come out yet. There's a lot. How do you know the players have not gone to him and disagreed with him? There's all of disagreements. But when you start showing on the pitch, other people start catching up. You know, I think the club has told Slot that he needs to play certain players. Isaac has been out of form for so many games. Every single time you play Isaac, Ekitike sitting right there, he is the one who is saving your job every single time. So if the club have pressured you to do this and you keep doing it and failing, don't you think it's the manager's job to actually reach out to the board and say, hey, listen, I picked these lineups, but it's not working. I need to pick a lineup that works. So tell me what has changed from last season to this season is the players. I mean, how the players line. Case in point, the beginning of the season. Wasn't Ekitike firing before Isaac came in? Isaac was the last signing with no form. Wasn't Ekitike playing the flawless football you could ever see, scoring goals? It was effortless. But guess what? He got benched so many times, he got out of form. So there's a lot that Arne Slot has done damaged. There's a damage that has happened here. And I'm not understanding why some fans are saying, oh, I'm still waiting for for other games to come, and if it doesn't change, then I would say you're wasting your time. You're just waiting for the inevitable. The inevitable will happen. Again, Man United is the same thing, and your fan base will obviously split, and that is a fact, because again, you saw a Premier League for the first time in your lives, and you are now catching on to it. You don't want to let go. But to what detriment? That is like having your first happiness, and you don't want to let go, but the happiness is destroying you. So you are not truly happy. You're just faking it. You're faking it, and you want to hold to memories. But 2025 is about what have you done for me lately. And if the lately is not progress, then there's no point hanging on to. So again, I'm just offering my 2 pence on what I think of this whole situation. And guys, grow up, really. Liverpool fans and all these rival fans who claim to know so much, grow up. Stop telling other fans who are saying Slot out, oh, their opinions are not real. They have real opinions. You just don't agree with them, which is fine. But do you understand why they are saying it? Or are you just trying to rebuttal just because it's a thing on YouTube? Or just to make an argument, unnecessary argument? Because you can ask yourself, tell me why you're hanging on to the manager. The only thing you will say is he won us the Premier League last season. That's the only thing. You are not saying anything that is current. You are not saying anything that is showing that it's going to improve or progress. You are talking about last season. Meanwhile, if you ask somebody, why do you want Arne Slot out? They will give you what is happening now and what has been happening in the beginning of the season, which is where, and they will tell you where they are heading to. So you see the difference here, right? Again, guys, just open your mind sometimes and say, hey, listen, maybe I was wrong on analyzing the fact that I want Arne Slot to stay, but then he's damaging the club. Because trust me, this weekend I don't see your wins. Because now Mohamed Salah will not play. Two, there are groups in the camp that will not really give their 1000% because Mohamed Salah is not playing. And three, the few players that will want to play for the manager will try, they'll do their best, but their best will not be enough because the other teams will be up for it. Leeds were up for it. That's why they won it. I mean, they drew, sorry. And almost won it, if you want to think about it. Your previous game before the Leeds game, you almost lost it if it wasn't for Chiesa. Again, it will happen, people. So, Liverpool fans, stay tuned because Brighton just lost today. They would definitely be coming back for a revenge and they want to play. So, just make sure that, you know, you understand what is happening, and this manager will be sacked one way or the other. So, anyways, people, this was just my 2 pence on the Mohamed Salah, you know, calling out the manager and raging, as they say. But, you know, again, this was coming because, again, I can imagine, you know, I watch the Football Terrorists, right? Josh Moore. If you see this, guys, clip this and send it to Josh Moore. When Josh Moore actually said, guys, and the slot will come to a problem because there is Eketike, there is Isaac. There will be a serious problem if the two of if he keeps benching Isaac and playing Eketike or otherwise. And if he doesn't do one or the other, he will be sacked. Everybody in their mama, Don Hussam and LB, they came out and they were like, nah, are you naive? The club will never do such a thing. The club never. I'm telling you guys, certain players must play games because of how much they cost. And that is why even Chelsea fans, they lost their last game. It was not just out of a sudden that he rested Rich James. Rich James can play some games, cool, but they're hiding he's hiding on the fact that, oh, Rich James need to recover his body and whatever. Is bullshit. The club told Maresca to play certain players. That's why he made that change. Why? Ask yourself, why will he change when the team was good and was winning games with the same player he has been playing with? Of course, they're not going to play all type of games. But then, when you go as far as making so many substitutions, I mean, not even substitutions, so many changes on the lineup, you mess up the whole chemistry. Why will he go ahead and do that when that's the only thing that is working and bringing them to the title race? Think, people. There's something going behind the scenes that you and I are not seeing, but then you have to read in between the lines when certain things happens or come out. Same thing with Liverpool. The club is, their board is telling Slot to play certain players, and when he does and it doesn't work, guess what? The players, they know it, they talk about it in their various groups. So Mohamed Salah is not stupid. He was happy to sit on the bench if they were winning, but the fact that they keep losing games and he is literally the reason why they have been on top. He has been scoring a lot of goals, not a lot of goals with assists. If he is sitting on the bench saying, I can do much better, yes, my form is some type of way, but with my presence, it opens the door for other players to score because I'm on the pitch. But if I'm sitting out here seeing this bull crap happen, guess what? How long do you think I will keep quiet? And that is it. So, hey, again, people, this was just my 2 pence on what I think. And Liverpool's downfall, long may it continue. But as a football fan, and to see Mohamed Salah, your legend, go down like this is a disgrace. It's an absolute disgrace, and I will never stand for it. You know, Cristiano Ronaldo went down in a sour note for Man United. I was pissed because, again, it's my legend. I never want to see legends do that. You understand? Legends go out that way. De Gea, same way. The way he left Man United was distasteful for me. and I just saw that this does not make any sense. Why do legends for the club not be treated in a proper manner? Yes, there are disagreements will always happen. It will always happen, but it's how you go about it. That's my issue. And Mohamed Salah should not be no different, even though, yes, he is my rival, but as a football fan, watching him tear up the Premier League, won Golden Boot, won two Premier Leagues, won different all type of trophies, to be treated like this because this manager has done what? Won a Premier League that Mohamed Salah contributed 70% of? Come on, man. If it was his tactics, then they will be winning games right now. So, but anyways, people, like, share, and subscribe. Clovis TV, Clovis Football Talk. I'll be back again with another video. Don't forget, I have a podcast. The Treble Tapes podcast is everywhere on Spotify, iTunes, YouTube. Go check it out. Peace.